Hey guys, Cameron here again. This morning, I want to talk to you about how experiences can triple the value of your products. And it's not hyperbole, it's not an exaggeration, what I'm about to tell you. Maybe this is the first time that you've encountered this idea before. Maybe you are familiar with the power that experiences have in influencing the perceived value of your products with your buyers, and you're trying to convince your executive team to invest more in the experience of the consumers have with your brand. But either way, I think that this topic is going to be very good and interesting today. But before we get into it, last couple weeks we did another unfiltered conversation about the pros and cons of combining shows. Specifically the pros and cons for exhibitors when it comes to shows being combined. And you can check that video up right here. So, experiences triple the value of products. How does that work? Well, about 25 or 30 years ago, Joseph Pine and James Gilmore, they wrote this book called The Experience Economy. And it's a fantastic book. I actually saw James Gilmore lecture on this topic at Exhibitor Live a couple of years ago, and it was incredibly fascinating. Their basic thesis is that products have four basic economic offerings. Okay, at the very bottom you have commodities. Commodities is, they use the example of coffee, for instance. A commodity would be the actual coffee bean, which is grown by farmers. The second step up from a commodity is a good. So what happens is that coffee bean will be grown and it will be roasted. So it is prepped and ready to be ground and brewed. So that's a good. That increases the value of the coffee bean. The third economic offering is a service, and that's when somebody takes the roasted coffee bean and they actually brew it for you and give it in a cup. So you can go in a gas station and you can buy a cup of coffee, super cheap, $1, $1.50. But the fourth economic offering is what triples the value of that coffee bean. So if you simply serve that same cup of coffee at a high-end, or it really doesn't even have to be a high-end, but at a cafe like Starbucks, that single cup of coffee, that price, that value skyrockets, as opposed to being served, in a gas station where it's just a service. And the reason why the value of that cup of coffee skyrockets is because of the experience, is because consumers go in to get the cup of coffee and they sit down and they have the background music. They've got the exposed wooden beams and the LED lighting, and it's a very pleasant place to be. When you think about Starbucks, a lot of the people who are consumers of Starbucks go inside, they'll work on their computers, they'll meet with friends, they spend a lot of time in the store itself. And that's, again, goes back to the experience of and the environment of what Starbucks is. And as soon as you understand the principle of the experience economy, what Gilmore and Pine are getting at, you start seeing it everywhere. In themed restaurants, you see it there are a few companies who are throwing out selling products and goods and services entirely and only providing experiences, like Meow Wolf is a popular one, where you go in and you can go into Meow Wolf, pay for an experience, and walk out empty-handed, not having anything. But what you do have there are memories or something unique that you've never done before. Axe throwing is another one. Top Golf is another one where what they're doing is they're selling you an experience. They're not selling golf clubs or golf balls. They do serve food alongside what they're doing as well. But so a lot of companies have actually really caught on to the high value, the premium value that consumers place on experience, especially in this day and age when a larger part of the economy are millennials. I think they're the majority of buyers right now, about to be overshadowed by Gen Z, but there have been studies done where roughly 78% of millennials prefer experiences over physical products. A lot of people have conjectured why that might be. We have, first off, a lot of products here. We're quite well off, well-to-do, and so one of the things that kind of differentiates yourself from others is going on unique experiences, right? All sorts of reasons can be given on why millennials are preferring experiences over products, but the basic fact is that they do. And what Pine and Gilmore, I'll just raise this book up again, say is that for companies to stay competitive and to maintain profit margins in the modern economy, they have to focus on providing experiences, whether it's mixing experiences in with the product or mixing experiences with the product. Like a good example would be Legoland, for instance. Lego, for a long time, they just had the toy, their product that they sold to kids, and of course they would advertise commercials and stuff. But now, here in Grapevine, Texas, they actually have Legoland, which is almost like it's like a museum. You can walk through, you can see how Legos are made, you can see the history of the brand, and people love it. And so a brand like Lego is taking its products and adding experiences to them as well. Build-A-Bear is another example of this. They don't just sell the stuffed bears, but you can go in, walk around the store, and you actually stuff the bear yourself. There's a process. You get the little heart, and you can put it in the bear and stuff, and that Build-A-Bear stays with you for a long time, and it's very valuable. Things that have sentimental value are invaluable in a lot of ways. So how does this tie in with trade shows? It ties in the following ways, is that now companies are spending a lot of time focusing on what the consumers or the buyers' experience is when they engage with their brand. So we have new fields that are open, like UX, which is user experience, and that primarily applies to software. What is it like to use the CRM, to move through the CRM? Not just what are the things it can do, but how does it make the user feel while they're using it? Is it easy to use? User-friendly. So we're studying the experience that consumers and buyers have with brands more and more. And it's the same thing at trade shows. And this is why it's very important, because if you are selling a software and you go to a SaaS trade show, this may be one of the only times that you get to share with your customers face-to-face what your brand's aspirations are. Or it's a time for them, what we call is a high touch point. So it's a touch point where they see you face-to-face. It's good to reinforce a relationship with your current customer. It's good to meet new people and show them what you're all about in a unique and memorable way. So Pine and Gilmore have been really important for the trade show industry itself, especially when it comes to exhibit design, but also the pre-show, at-show, and post-show marketing and outreach that you do, so that attendees at the show remember your brand. And this memory, this experience is even more important today because take a massive, big industry show. Let's take the pet industry, for example. Global Pet Expo is one of the biggest industry events for the pet sector. There is roughly 1,100 exhibitors that go to Global Pet Expo to showcase their products and talk with attendees. However, Global Pet Expo on their website has reported that the average attendee only visits maybe between 26 and 31 booths at the show. So getting noticed is more important now than ever. And if you think you can ignore the live events and just do everything digitally, well, guess what? That market is saturated as well. So how are you going to make your website stand out? What's your SEO strategy going to be? Your ad strategy, emails campaigns that you're going to do. There is no easy way out right now, or easy avenue for the taking, I guess you could say. What we have to focus on is differentiating ourselves and providing a unique experience for our consumers and buyers in a way that's relevant to them. Doing that will triple the value of your products. I would recommend this book as well. They have another book coming out. It may already be out, because Gilmore had mentioned it in his lecture, but they actually have discovered a fifth economic offering called Transformation, where you actually sell, a consumer, a buyer, or even an organization transformation. You can get them from point A to point B on one of their business objectives or goals. So be looking for that too. That's going to be worth your time. Almost anything that these guys write is worth to read. Now, if you have any upcoming trade show needs, whether it's a new exhibit design or you want to flesh out strategy for your trade show program and schedule, please click the link in the description. You'll fill out a form and we'll get you in touch with the correct account executives that can answer your questions and show you your options. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe this video. Again, check out our last unfiltered conversation right here. You can click this link up there. Thanks.